and welcome to the Local Lens, where we bring your news into focus. My name is Hayden Silverthorne.
And my name is Abby Hyde. We have a variety of stories for you today featuring events around campus to political concerns for Gen Z. First up, debates are flaring up across Ohio from Senate Bill 56, a recent bill raised that changes and limits the use of recreational marijuana in Ohio. Changes are now discovering the blunt consequences of Senate Bill 56. In November of 2023, Ohioans voted to legalize recreational marijuana through Issue 2. But now Senate Bill 56 and House Bill 160 could change how cannabis and hemp products are sold, taxed, and used statewide, leaving high stakes for business owners. Senate Bill 56, which was passed by Senate, proposes multiple changes, like THC levels being capped at 35%, the home growing limit will be reduced from 12 plants to 6, recreational tax will increase from 10 to 15%, and a maximum of 350 dispensaries statewide. However, the main concern for cities like Athens was the tax revenue. Instead of 36% of the tax revenue being distributed to the city as voted on in Issue 2, funding would be cut and sent to the state's general fund. The Athens Mayor Steve Patterson weighed in on how this may affect Athens, Ohio.
Largely because we saw this as being a way in which additional revenue could be generated for the city, jobs are created at these dispensaries. We have 2 dispensaries here in the city of Athens, and the concern that I have over this bill is to take away the home or host community cannabis funding. And that was part of the provision that was passed. It's unrestricted, so it would go into the general fund, which would be wonderful to have that additional funding coming into our general fund, which is what pays salaries for the city, our firefighters, our police department, our code office, and everybody else. And so that could be in peril because that was removed from the language to where now all the excise tax would go to the state, and then the state would figure out what to use that money for, which would be a lot of money.
It was later decided by Ohio Senate's General Government Committee that provisions regarding tax revenue be removed from Senate Bill 56. However, a more recent bill, House Bill 160, aims to bring that idea back by allowing 20% of tax revenue to go to municipalities for the first 5 years before shifting all the revenue to the state's general fund. The 2 bills are similar, but this one would also potentially affect businesses like Buddy's Lounge and Big Run Kava Bar. Citizens upset by these changes are encouraged to contact local representatives with their concerns.
They can reach out to their elected congressional members for the state of Ohio and sit there and tell them that this is not right. Yeah. The voters have voted, and for this to now, you're moving the goalpost, you're changing things in real time when that's not what they voted for.
So before you light up, remember Ohio University is not only a smoke-free campus, but so is the law. This ongoing joint debate with Senate Bill 56 and House Bill 160 could still see more changes in the future, but for cities, it's not about the product, it's about the profit.
In other news from Ohio legislature, Senate Bill 1 will bring big changes to Ohio schools this fall. Our reporter Maeve Kelly has more on this story as she explored how faculty and students at Ohio University feel about these upcoming changes.
Thank you, Hayden. Senate Bill 1, also known as the Advance Ohio Higher Education Act, was signed into law March 28th and will go into effect June 26th, targeting higher education in Ohio. These are some of the most significant changes Senate Bill 1 will bring to Ohio public universities. The bill prohibits the creation or continuation of DEI offices. So for OU, that means losing our Women's Center, Pride Center, and Multicultural Center. It also bans classroom discussion of controversial topics. Some examples given in the bill are climate change, immigration policy, marriage, and abortion. It also bans faculty strikes. Ohio University is still deciding how they're going to implement these changes. I interviewed faculty and students to find out how people feel about and are preparing for these changes. To read the full article, visit hearmyvoiceonline.com and search for professors, students, and Senate Bill 1. Back to you all at the desk.
Thank you, Maeve. Continuing our team coverage, Megan Deal joins us now to discuss her latest articles on politics and Gen Z. Megan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
All right, so your first article talks about the political trends and Gen Z and where they seem to sway their vote. Can you tell us a bit about your findings and what Gen Z had to say?
Yeah, so a lot of it is honestly that there aren't a ton of trends in Gen Z beyond the fact that there's just kind of a lot of dissatisfaction that kind of aligns more so with like kind of Gen X's disillusionment with politics, which is really interesting, yeah. So generally not a ton of trends, just a lot of people not really knowing quite what to make of things.
Mm.
So you wrote in your article that voter turnout significantly dropped between the 2020 and 2024 presidential elections. What happened during that time that caused such a drastic drop?
Yeah, so I think that on one hand, there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily wanting to vote for Donald Trump right now. Simultaneously, the Democratic Party is having a bit of an identity crisis in terms of finding like a good solid figure for everyone to rally around. And it just doesn't quite seem like that was Joe Biden for a lot of people.
Yeah, I see. And one final question we have for you. Why do you feel it's important to hear directly from Gen Z on their political views?
Because, you know, I mean, these are people who are sooner or later going to be the ones kind of heading things politically, and to understand, you know, where that's going to go, I think is very important. You know, the fact that people weren't energized by Joe Biden enough to then go on and vote for Kamala Harris, it kind of shows that, you know, there's some sort of disconnect happening between party platforms and the people that whose votes they want.
Thank you.
And where can viewers read your full article?
The article will be up on hearmyvoiceonline.com.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Megan.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Success is never guaranteed. You have to want it to chase after it. At Ohio University, our guarantee is to champion your pursuit, to carve your path not just to that first job, but also the next. Our guarantee is that we'll give you the tools to graduate on time, and that you'll know the cost from day one. Our guarantee is that we'll be there with you far beyond 4 years. We'll be there for life. Ours is the only Ohio guarantee.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Success is never guaranteed. You have to want it to chase after it. At Ohio University, our guarantee is to champion your pursuit, to carve your path not just to that first job, but also the next. Our guarantee is that we'll give you the tools to graduate on time, and that you'll know the cost from day one. Our guarantee is that we'll be there with you far beyond 4 years. We'll be there for life. Ours is the only Ohio guarantee.
Welcome back. Ohio University's Club Cycle is gaining traction and building healthy activities. College life can be hectic, right? Finding time to stay active can be a real challenge. But what if I told you there's a way to work out and meet awesome people at the same time? We're taking a spin with the College Cycling Club to see how they're pedaling their way to fitness and fun. College life can be overwhelming. At Ohio University, students are discovering a fun and effective way to break a sweat and boost their well-being, all for free with Club Cycle.
Cycling has been my passion for so long, and it's truly been a sport and an activity that has made me so much happier and healthier within my life.
That's when we grow, that's when we get better. Listen to the music, feel it, and do a team, give each other high fives.
Lexi Zubsansky brings infectious energy to every class. Her passion for fitness and her ability to connect with students creates a motivating atmosphere that keeps them coming back for more.
I've never had a type of workout like that before that I want to stay consistent with.
For students like Kylie Masterson, Club Cycle offers more than just physical benefits. It's a chance to release stress and discover a love for movement in a supportive and non-judgmental environment.
It really inspired me to do better, not just in the cycle room, but it's motivated me through schooling and other life things.
Cycling is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to staying fit at Ohio University. OU provides a wide range of free fitness opportunities, making it easy for students to focus on their well-being without breaking the bank.
Just very fun to come to because all the instructors truly care about the people that show up for them. They love what they do.
Looking for a fun, free, and motivating way to stay active during your college years? Check out Ohio University's fitness offerings. With inspiring instructors like Lexi leading the way in Club Cycle, Bobcats are finding that staying fit doesn't have to be a chore. It can be an exhilarating ride. And that's how the College Cycling Club is proving that staying fit can be a whole lot of fun. So if you're looking for a way to stay active and meet awesome people, maybe it's time to hop on a bike.
And it looks really cool, a lot of fun. I'll have to check that out myself. How does someone get involved with something like this?
You can sign up for a class on Ohio University's Wellbeing and Recreation portal and cycle your way to a healthier and happier life on campus.
Now that would be a good time to take a break and enjoy some music from our very own Anthony Bray. He got a chance to attend the Ohio Music Industry Summit and interview the Director of Media Arts Studies program here at Ohio University, Josh Antonuccio. The Ohio Music Festival provided key insights into the music industry by some great music and exciting guests. Let's take a listen in on the measure or two of Anthony's podcast.
In all of its forms. So there's a lot of intentionality that goes into that. And that is not just in terms of the creative side, but especially on the business side, who's representing the types of companies, the types of artist management teams that are, really making the industry what it is right now. And also those that I think are on the forefront of trying to figure out the industry. This guy, Will Page, that was the chief economist at Spotify, had this thing he said that as soon as you figure out the music industry, it's already changed. And so you can't, this is a snapshot of the moment of where it is, but it's really about trying to get the most diverse set of people together, the best set of perspectives so you can kind of figure out where things are moving. And so that's really what we try to represent here.
I think you guys, first of all, do a fantastic job of that. And I think that it's represented in how many people show up to each of the events, even if it's not.
If you weren't able to attend the event this year, they will be back again next year for a chance to secure your spot.
To hear the full podcast, The Bobcat Bites, visit hearmyvoiceonline.com. I will definitely be giving it a listen. But that is our show for today. Thank you so much for watching The Local Lens. For more local news, visit hearmyvoiceonline.com. I'm Abby Heide.
And I'm Hayden Silverthorne. Remember, while we give you the facts and opinions, it's up to you to decide. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, everyone.